with me because he already mad at her. She on the blade. I know she by herself. She used to this. I'm in here with this man by myself. Me and him ain't never been in the same room together by ourselves. So he telling me, you so beautiful. He telling me all this stuff. He like, I would never put my hands on you. I wouldn't do nothing like that. You know, being real gentleman like. Real nice, you know. So he comes hugging up on me or whatever, you know, stuff like that. He was like, hey, can you do my hair? You know, so I'm like, all right. Nigga hairline was not there. It did not exist, y'all. It did not exist because he always had on a cap. He always had on like some type of hat. So you saw there was hair underneath, or it was like a do-rag on top and a hat. So you saw that there was something, but you never saw the top of the hair. So y'all, when he took the do-rag.
Hey man, we back with part 2. I told y'all I was gonna bring it to y'all, you feel me? So hey, y'all go grab y'all some water or whatever it is y'all doing. Y'all watch my videos and come and rock with your boy. But yeah, man, this was a good story time, you feel me? So I had to do 2 parts with this one, you feel me? Y'all tell me what y'all think about the video in the comments, you feel me? But hey, let's get to the video, fam.
Oh, I was trying not to laugh the whole time. So dude hairline like back here, edge up like this, right? And he holding on to the braids. I'm like, baby, you need to just cut it off. Cut it off. Be done with it. Cut your ties, sir. So he like, yeah, can you braid my hair? I'm like, all right, cool. So remind you, he know me from doing hair. He seen me fix her hair. He seen me fixing my hair. So he like touch my hair up or whatever before we go out tonight. She finna come back in a minute after she made my money. So I'm like, okay. Y'all, so he make me do his hair. I finished doing his hair, and he texted her. He was like, we ready. We finna come pick you up from the blade. Remind you, we were supposed to go to dinner. We didn't end up going to dinner at all. We didn't. He told me he was finna go pick her up. We went to go pick her up. We came back to the room. So I spent that second day in Houston in the room dealing with chaos and braiding somebody's hair. Didn't make no money. So the next day, that Sunday, he was like, no, that's Saturday. No, it was that Sunday morning. So that Sunday, he goes and he tells me, he's like,
yeah, you know, he was like, yeah, that what happened last night didn't mean to happen, you know, but she got a mouth on her and things like that, and say, bitch, you will never ever treat me like that. I done did for so much
for you. So he done got triggered in the midst of telling me the apology, and he finna damn near beat her back up, you know? So I'm like, oh no, it's okay, you're good, you know, I'm good, you know, she good, everybody good. I'm trying to deflect, I'm trying to diffuse the situation. So in the midst of doing all that, he like, all right, cool. So I get a message, remind you, this was when BP was popping. So he done posted our ad or whatever, and the ad, it was like a 2-girl special or something for like $600. So the dude texts my phone. He was like, hey, you with the girl that in the red or whatever on the picture? I was like, yeah, me and her together, you know, how much you talking? He's like, I got $700 for both of y'all to come over for 2 hours. So dude, Cliff, he like, yeah, he like, all right, what's the number? You know, and it was early in the morning. We wasn't even cute dressed or nothing. This nigga didn't care. He was like, come on, y'all cute. You know, he was like, I know what you look like outside of this, so you good. I'm like, no, this bitch just got beat up the night before. You got to give us some time, you know. But I ain't telling him that. I'm like, no, give us some time. We just kind of checked in our room, things like that. Woo, woo. We not from here, so we got to get in by 11, you know. Hey, so we pay.
Buddy was trying to get it popping. He ain't care what they have on. He like, hey, come on, 700. Straight up.
The early check-in fee, all that or whatever, we got in the room. We switched rooms because that night he did all that, and they was like, y'all gotta get up out of here. So we left, we switched rooms, we went down the street, we go to the Sheraton, we get in there, we chilling, we changing. So the dude like, yeah, okay, I got 700. We like send half now. So he sent us like 350. So when he sent the 350, we like, oh, he's serious. So he sent it to the cash out, we sent it to daddy. Then daddy texts us back, he was like, all right, I'm finna let y'all get dressed, I'm gonna get y'all breakfast, and y'all head over there. So she knew how to drive. I didn't know how to drive at the time. So he was like, I'm gonna give you the keys, it's alcohol, so y'all just drive, so y'all won't have to be waiting on Ubers if anything gets sticky. So I'm like, okay, cool. So we get in the car, We done ate breakfast. We get there. We driving or whatever, and drive up. Nice ass house. So remind you, we don't know what type of color. We knew what he looked like, but it was too dark to see in the picture that he sent. So we were just like, all right, cool. You sent half the money. It can't be no, you know what I'm saying, no setup. This is what the girl telling me, and this is what I'm going along with. If he done sent money, that means he willing to do what he need to do, right? So we get there. Dude talking to us, you know, we having a good time, you know, it's morning time, it's like 12. And so we did what we do. We left. Remind you, me and her never touched each other. We never interacted with each other. We just interacted with the trick in the same bedroom. That was it. So she was like, all right, cool. So he ended before his 2 hours. So we left after like an hour or so. So we come back. He gives us the rest of the money in cash. And then boom, we come back to the room. So y'all, once we come back to the room, I'm sitting here thinking to myself, like, this is a lot of money for 2 hours. You get what I'm saying? I could have made that by myself. So I started catching on to the game. Like, I'm finna start posting by myself instead of posting with her, because we splitting the money. Even though we were together, I was thinking to myself, I gotta find a way to get up out of here. Because remind you, I don't know how to drive. I ain't never been on no plane. I ain't never been outside of Dallas, Texas, okay? So I literally was like, baby, I gotta figure out what I'm finna do. So the next day,
he was like, oh yeah, so B's hit me up, they talking about tonight finna be jumping at this spot. So
it was like this little nice spot, this peace spot where everybody comes show off they work. So we get dressed, we in our heels, we real cute, you know, we at the dinner, you know, he flashing the money and this and this and this, you know, he showing it all off, you know, 20 toes down, doing the most, you know what I'm saying, doing the most at this fancy restaurant. But remind you, they booked it, so we here. So I mean, other girls that's in the game or whatever, remind you, the dudes over here and the girls over here, we got our head down, which don't be looking at over the pimp, because you trying to choose or what, right? You trying to give me your money? That's how they thinking. So I'm like, all right, cool. So we leave there. They was like, one of his friends, one of his pee partners, he was like, yeah, I'm finna go to Washington, Seattle, one of them, the DMV. He was like, I'm finna go upstate. And so he like, where at? Where about? He like, oh yeah, I'm finna go up here or whatever. Y'all, I don't know the blade that's out there, but it was hella cold. It was so cold. It was so cold. I know we was in Washington and we was literally right behind the White House. Y'all, we was right behind the White House. Okay, let's get to it. So he telling us where they finna go. We done met the girls already. It was like 3 girls on their side. It's 2 of us. We all finna be down, but we all work for different people. Cool. So when we get there, we get on the flight. We go to DFW. We head out. We get on the flight or whatever. Remind you, I was supposed to be leaving and going home that Sunday. I told my mom I was coming home Sunday. Remind you, I'm grown, but at the same time, I stay with my mom. So whatever I told her, I needed to be doing that Sunday, right? Because you stay under my house. So if you finna be doing something that I don't approve of, that means you finna be out. So I'm thinking, how the fuck if I'm finna tell my mama that I have to stay down here a little bit longer? So I tell her, oh, well, we staying out here a little bit longer. Me and one of my homegirls from school, you know, we caught up and things like that, and we just going vibe out. Remind you, I'm grown. I ain't got nothing to do. So I'm like, all right, cool. She's like, all right, bet, be safe, you know, things like that. As long as she see my face for a little bit, she good. We had iPhones, so no problem. So we on the plane, we on the flight, we headed out. We get there. We get to Seattle. No, we didn't get to Seattle. We get to Washington, right? So we get to DC. When we get to DC, this where shit get crazy on my end. Not for old baby girl, but for me. So I'm like, all right. So we get there. She don't know nothing about this. I don't know nothing about this. So she couldn't tell me how to move out there at all. Only thing we was listening to is what the P partner was telling us and what the other P partner girls was telling us, right? So the other P partner girls telling us, oh, we got y'all. We gonna let y'all know what's going on out here and how to move. Y'all just watch us a little bit, or we'll show y'all where to go ins and out. So we get off the plane. We get to the spot. We had like this red roof inn, y'all. Remind you, I was sitting there thinking, why are we not at a regular hotel like we was last time? He was like, well, out here, you can't be doing like, you can't move like that. You got to go blend in with the people. So I'm like, all right, cool. So we go blend in with the people. So we had Red Roof Inn. We wasn't nasty, none, we had our own sheets, all kind of stuff. We was doing good. Everything was nice. So I was comfortable. I didn't feel bad about it. So once we get there, the first night, he like, all right, yeah, y'all finna go wash real quick and go get a rental car. So she had her license. He had his license, but I didn't. Remind you, I'm only 20 years old. Yeah, everybody else got their license when they was 16. Fuck y'all. Okay? I don't care. So, whatever. So, anyway, so we go get the rental, whatever. We got nice little Benz, to ride around for the week. So, we got the Benz. We come back. We don't wash clothes. It was like a little strip on the street where our hotel was. You can walk out the hotel, go down the street, and hit a loop. And it's like this big old blade with like car dealerships and corner stores and all kind of stuff, y'all. So it was so much stuff. So fast forward, we get back to the room. We don't wash. By the time we get back to the room,
He telling me, yeah, y'all need to be getting dressed because y'all finna get out.
I'm like, it's only 6 o'clock. He like, yeah,
They be popping out here during, like, in the afternoon.
So I'm like, okay. So he was like, yeah,
Y'all need to get dressed by 7 o'clock. Y'all need to be out here.
it was like 5:45. So I'm like, all right, cool. Let me take a little whole bath. So I, wash myself up. I put on some shorts and a t-shirt.
Whole
a little
bath is
tank top,
crazy.
And some sandals. So we head out. She drop us off. We park the car and we catching dates, right? Mind you, we didn't post no ads that day because we didn't know how it was gonna look, and plus we didn't want to tap into the money that we had before. So she telling me and her getting into it because I'm like, bro, I don't want to keep doing dates with you. You know what I'm saying? Because of the simple fact she was into girls, I wasn't. So it was like she would touch me, or she would do so much, and I would feel like, bitch, please stop. You know what I'm saying? Like, please get off me, stop touching me. So she would do what she do, and then she would be like, oh yeah, baby, and she knew how to speak Spanish, all that. Well, prostitute Spanish, okay? So in the midst of that, I'm like, okay, I'm feeling uncomfortable. Everybody asking for 2 girls. I'm like, all right, bet. I'm not even finna fight it. Cool. So we get in, we doing what we doing or whatever. All these days, 2 girling because we a new face. Everybody ain't seen us for one. You got this thick caramel girl and this skinny little chocolate itty bitty girl on side each other, and they friends and they cool. Yeah, we finna take both of them. So we get in the car with the dude. We do our day. We come out. It was about 12 at night. It was so cold, y'all. I had on shorts. It was so cold. I kept telling Daddy, I was like, hey, Daddy, I need some tights or something. I was like, I need some pants, or go give me like some leg warmers or like some, some hand warmers or something, because I'm freezing cold out here. Mind you, these bitches used to this. I wasn't. So I'm like, all right, cool. So he tell me, he like, okay, cool. So this nigga ended up falling asleep on us, y'all. By the time he fell asleep, I done froze damn near half of that. After so much, everybody out there telling me, you're so beautiful, you shouldn't be out here, and how old are you? Mind you, I didn't look 20 years old. I looked like I was 18, 19 years old, y'all. So everybody was thinking that I was fake because I look young, but I'm older. So I'm like, I'm trying to keep telling these people. I was getting frustrated, and they keep telling me, well, no. Remind you, because the girl that was with me, she's 24, 25. The bitch is grown. She got a kid. She got everything. Nice house, all that in Dallas. So I'm like, okay, cool. So remind y'all, dude sleep. By the time he wake up, it's like 2, 3 in the morning. Remind you, I text him at 12. So I'm just steady getting money because of the simple fact I ain't got no way home. And she was like, well, I don't want to use the money that we made to go and get a taxi or nothing. I said, bitch, he don't know how much we made. So why are you upset? He don't know how much each date was. Cool. So I was like, I don't risk my money. I'm finna go get us a taxi. So it was like down the street, it was like 2 or 3 taxis, right? And the dudes was like, little Arabian dudes, they were like, yeah, you can get us a ride, baby. Get us a ride, baby. Come on. We get in the car, we tell them the address. They were like, oh, we know where that's at. So I tell her get in. It was like a $10 ride down the street. So we get in, we go back to the room. This nigga's knocked out. So we didn't even count no money at the time. He so off them drugs, he was asleep. So the next morning, my ad booming, my ad going off like bing, 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 bing. BP just hitting. So I'm like, bro, we don't have a second room, but they want in-calls. So the girl goes in the bathroom. She stays in the bathroom the whole time I'm doing the dates or whatever. And as I'm doing the dates, dude, you know, Cliff, he's in the car downstairs. He's sitting in the car, but he on the other end of the stairs. So I'm like, all right, cool. Didn't say nothing. So by that time, it was about 7, 8 o'clock at night. Another dude hit me up. And he like, hey, can I get an out call? But he stayed in like in the suburbs. And this was like a 30-minute drive. But he was saying like, I got $1,500 for you. I'm like, okay, we'll send half. Because that's what they told me to say. So I'm like, all right, send half. So he sends half on Cash App. He sends half, y'all. So I'm thinking, oh my God, bro. This nigga got money, you know. So I done made so much money than I would at home. I'm already in my mind like, fuck they bullshit. I could be doing this on my own. Like, I could be doing all this on my own. So I'm like, all right, cool. So dude texted me. He was like, yeah, this is my address. I already sent it on Cash App. So I confirmed, okay, got it on Cash App. So I'm like, all right, bet. He's like, my niece is here, but she sleep downstairs. So I'm like, I don't even want to fool with it, because at this point, you got somebody downstairs. I ain't even fooling with it. So he like, no, she older. He like, she good. She grown. She just stay downstairs in the other room or whatever. And I stay in the up house. So I knock on the door. Cliff done dropped me off. He like, let me know what's going on after an hour, because the dude wanted an overnight. He wanted me to stay there overnight with him for $1,500. So I'm like, all right, cool, you know. But I was scared shitless, because I'm like, y'all, I ain't never stayed in nobody's house. You know what I'm saying? They either came to me or either I went to them for a quick little second, and it was only one time because of the girl was with me. So I felt a little safer, you know. But this by myself, dude only want me. He didn't want her. Y'all. So I get there, he's like, come in, you know, you want something to drink? I'm like, no, I don't want nothing to drink. Cliff always told me, don't take nothing to drink. Don't ever eat nothing unless y'all out of the restaurant. Don't ever, you know what I'm saying? Don't ever take nothing from nobody if you're on an alcohol. Don't ever do it. So I'm like, all right, cool. So he like, you want some water? I was like, no, I got my own. And I had like a little satchel with me. So I grabbed my bottle and I'm drinking it. You know, we upstairs in his bed watching a movie. He gives me the other money. I'm like, shit, I can really leave. But it was probably like, what he said, text me at 7. We made it there about 7:38. By the time we was there doing what we do, it was about 9 or 10. And then like 11 or 12 o'clock, he was asleep. Y'all, so he went to sleep with the money on the dresser. So I text Cliff, I'm like, he's asleep. We done. He want me to stay here a little bit longer, but I'm not doing it. I'm good. He's like, all right, cool. So Cliff texts me. He like, I'm on my way. So y'all, remind you, I goes in the restroom. When I go in the restroom, I go in there to clean myself up. You know, like, dude was like, go in there and take you a bath or whatever so you can lay down with me or whatever, because I know you'll be here all night. This is what he thinking. So the niece comes from downstairs upstairs, and she sees the money on the camera thinking, oh, this is gonna be some money, right? Remind you, when I checked the money, he sent me $500. On the dresser was $1,000 on the dresser, y'all. Remind you, the date was for $1,500 for an overnight. So $1,000, $500 on Cash App just for me to get there. So I was like, all right, cool. So I go in the restroom. The niece comes upstairs and she takes like $200-$300 out of the stash just on the dresser. And the dresser was literally right by the door. So when you come in the room, you see his bed first. Then you see his window, and then you see the TV hanging up on the wall in another dresser. And then you had like this side dresser with like all his colognes and stuff like that, wallets, you know, everything. But the money was sitting right there to where I can just grab it when I get up and I can go. So when I come back out the restroom, I'm telling him like, hey, I'm finna go. He not responding. He not doing nothing. Not knowing that the girl then came up here, took these $300, because y'all, I didn't even know that she took the $300. So, okay, cool. So I goes to count the money when I go downstairs, and I'm sitting in the little area before get there. I'm counting the money, and I'm like, bro, it's $300 short. So I'm like, what the fuck happened? So I check in my purse. I'm like, did I put extra money in my purse or something before I went in the bathroom? Because before I went in the bathroom, it was sitting here. So then I was like, okay. So then I went downstairs and I went to go knock on the girl's door. And I was like, hey, did he give you some money, or did he take some money, or did you take some money? She was like 19. She was like, no, She looking at me like, no, I didn't. And I'm like, bitch, yes, you did. So I'm like, but I can't tell my daddy that, because bitch, he ain't trying to hear that. He want his money. So I'm like, all right, what the fuck am I finna say? So I ended up texting daddy, and I was like, I gotta talk to you. So then he like, okay, talk to me when you get there. You good? I was like, yeah, I'm good. I'm done. I'm waiting outside for you. So I go out the door, waiting outside. He pulls up like 5 minutes later. So once he come and get in the car, once he pull up in the car, I get in the car. And when I get in the car, y'all, I just hands him over the money.
He like, damn, it's short. He like, what? How much he said this was?
I said it was a $1,500 day.
He was like, okay, so where the other 300? I'm like,
what you mean? So we driving. We in a suburban area. It was like early, like 12:31 in the morning. It's still dark. So he like, what you mean? So I'm like, yeah, y'all, I was like, it was only, $1,000. It's supposed to be $1,000. He was
like, so what up 300?
I'm like, I don't know. Let me count. I was like, it should be. So I'm acting dumb, like I ain't count the shit before I got in there. So I was like, this nigga must have played with me. He must have played with me, or took it out my purse or something before he went to bed. And so he was like,
what the fuck you mean he going off, y'all? So he was like, you know that's your ass, right? So he telling me this like, he like, you know that's your ass. And I'm like,
what you mean? He's like, I was like, I got you the money. So, we having a whole argument, but not an argument. The girl's still at the hotel, so she not even in the back seat. So he like, yeah, you know that's your ass. And I'm like, what you mean? He like, you finna get your head cut, right? So I'm like, head cut? He like, bitch, what you talking back for? So he muffed my head into the wall, y'all. He muffed me into so this is the window. And like the little arm side of the window in the car in the front seat, my head hits that. And he does it again. What you mean? And so he does it like 3 times. And I turned around and I'm like, did you just hit me, bro? And he was like, what you mean? So he pulled the car over. Y'all, we about 15 minutes away from the hotel. So he comes, pull the car over. And we on this side, little dirt road or whatever. Not even a dirt road, but like in Washington, in DC, they have like, there's like a lot of trees and shit, so you could be on the freeway, but it'd be like a skidding off side road on the freeway. So we parked or whatever on the little side. He got the houses on. He's like, fuck you mean? So I pushed his ass back, y'all. I must have hit this nigga so hard, because who you putting your hands on, first off? I ain't never had nobody do that shit to me. So he put his hands on me. I pushed his ass back like 2 or 3 times.
He's like, all right, bet. He's like, all right, bet. Yeah, let's get to
this room. So we driving, and I'm sitting there, and I'm like, did I just put my hands on this man? But at the same time, bitch, you're not gonna hit me. So y'all, fast forward, we at the room. He trying to tell me,
you need to go get my motherfucking money and find a way to get it. Go out there and go get it right now.
So I'm like, nigga, I just gave you damn near $1,500, and you want me to backdoor and go get on this blade for a funky ass $300? No. So I get in the restroom and I lock myself in the restroom. At that point, I'm like, we in Washington. I'm not in Dallas, so I can't easily just go home. Remind you, and I told my mom I'm supposed to be at home on Sunday. So I'm like, how am I gonna find my way home? How am I gonna find my way home? So I ended up telling him like, oh, my mama's sick. She been texting me. So I had a text app number, and I just was texting myself and had it programmed under mom. Like, baby, I need you here. I'm sick. I'm not feeling good. He was like, all right,
I'll get you the first flight home.
Y'all. So this nigga give me a flight, and I'm like, okay, cool. I'm like, I need to be there for my mom. I was like, I don't understand, He was like, yeah. It was later on in the day too, and the flight was at like 9 o'clock at night, and we would get home a little in the afternoon. In the early morning. So I'm like, all right. So he texts me. He's like, yeah, I got the flight for you. So I'm like, how I'm finna get this money? Because bitch, you put your hands on me, and you think you finna see me?
I need that money, huh?
For me to go home pissy broke. I don't want no luggage. I don't want nothing, y'all. So I'm like, all right, cool. So I wait till he go to sleep. He took the pants off. I grabbed all that money up out of there. It was like 7, 8 o'clock that night. And he was like, I'm finna get you a taxi. Baby, I had a taxi already on the way. Because I was up before them. The girl thought I was finna go, you know, to my mom's. Like, me and her having a conversation. I'm moving so smooth, they don't know shit. So I'm like, all right, cool. So by the time I get in the car, the taxi takes me to the airport. He like, you good? I only had one suitcase. I left all that other shit there. I was not trying to be heavy. I wasn't trying to do none of it. Cause it was literally like, you gotta either move now or you gonna be stuck with all your shit. I just made sure I had my ID and my social with me. That was it. Because when we had to go through boarding and all that TSA, I needed all that information. So I had my phone, driver license, all that. Boom. We get there. I get on the flight. By the time I get off the flight, I done got an Uber to my mom's house and I'm back home. So my mama, she thinking that I done had this joyful ass time in Houston and I'm still in Houston, baby. I'm coming all the way from Washington. So I had to remember, take the boarding thing off your luggage. So I had to cut it off or rip it off or whatever. So y'all, I get home and I'm sitting there in my room and I'm just like crying to myself, like, did I just go through that? Did I just witness did I just go through domestic violence, y'all? Did I just get pimped out? Did I just get hit? Did I just, okay, was all I was thinking. So after all that happened, later that day, I had blocked him. I was like, I made it or whatever. He don't know where my mama stayed. He didn't know none of that. I always came to him. He never knew where I was at. So I got home, I was crying. He texted me, he's like, you good? I'm like, yeah, I'm good. I text him, I'm like, yeah, I'll let you know, whatever. He was like, we're gonna be back in Dallas on Wednesday. It was Monday. He's like, we're gonna be back in Dallas on Wednesday, or hopefully Thursday night. Just let me know what you want to do. So I was like, all right, cool. So instantly I blocked this nigga, blocked him. So the girl hit me up. She was like, Daddy been trying to text you, get updates, like what's going on? I blocked her because y'all not finna do that to me. Like, I just went through so much shit with y'all in the past 3 to 4 days, and it only took 4 days for this nigga to hit me, don't even know my name for real, like that, and I'm giving you money, bitch, please. So I left. So I got back to Dallas, and I was just chilling. I'm chilling on him. I'm moving, doing my regular routine, like doing hair, start picking back up on everything. You know, remind you, the girl had me on Instagram, so she watching my every move. Dude didn't have social media like that. So y'all, moral of the story is, after I got back home, I did my routine. She see me on social media. She was like, oh, okay. So she was just texting me to my punk ass bitch, you ran off with the plug and the money and all this.
She ran off on the plug?
Because he didn't notice the money was gone until they woke up later on that day. So put it like this. I made it home around probably like, oh, y'all don't even know, 9 o'clock, probably like early morning, like 12, 1 o'clock in the morning from the airport. So by the time they woke up, it was about 8, 9, 10 in the morning. He texted me at like 2 or 3 something, asking me, was I good? Did I make it in safe? I said, yeah. Then by 5, 6, 8 hours later, by 9, 10, he texted me again. He like, you punk ass bitch. You took my money. He said, my bitch, I'ma find you, bitch. I'm doing this and that. You know, like, he was ready to beat me up. So he was like, yeah, I'ma hurt you, hoe. And all this and that. And I'm like, man, that's my money. I text him, I said, nigga, that's my money. I work for that. You just got it. And so we argued and I blocked him. After that, y'all, I was like, I can't do this shit no more. I'm not doing it ever again. And I'm not being in this game. So I said, okay, to myself, I'm gonna be out of it. So y'all, that was the story. By the time I got home, I changed my life for a few seconds. But that's for another story time. If y'all enjoyed this story, y'all, there's more to come. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe.
Yeah. What got me was when in the beginning, she said she was making $3,000 a week. And she said she couldn't afford a place to stay with that. That's crazy. In Texas, where it's cheap. It's cheap. Like out here, you still can live nice where I'm at in the north. Up north. So Man, yeah, that got me from the jump. I'm like, all right, something ain't adding up around here. But I'm glad she got out of that on a positive note. You feel me? But yeah, y'all tell me what y'all think about the video in the comments. See you guys next video. Always remember, be safe out here, kings and queens. Let's get it.